Veterinary Pharmaceutical Solutions broke ground on an expansion to almost double the size of their building. CEO Dean Wera says that the St. Peter company needs the space to meet demand for their products. The company specializes in making medications for animals such as cows, pigs, and turkeys.
Challenge will be weather. It's already August as of today, and we've got to get the whole building erected and enclosed before the snow flies, before the ground freezes.
The company, which started in a drugstore, will be expanding its 10,000 square foot building by 8,400 square feet.
We're trying to be innovative in meeting the standards that are required. We try to surpass every standard that's required by the United States Pharmacopoeia and the FDA, boards of pharmacy.
Veterinary Pharmaceutical Solutions plans for the expansion to be operational by next spring.